All right, hello everybody. I wanted to take a minute just to share my sacred space with you. I thought maybe it would be kind of interesting to see what my sacred space looks like. I am always interested in seeing other people's, so I just want to share it with you. I am holding my phone. This is going to be a little Blair Witch project. Please forgive me. I know how annoying that is, but bear with me, okay? I don't have a webcam right now that is sufficiently mobile. Okay, so I'm gonna try to be steady. I'm a little shaky all the time anyway. So give me just a second. I'm gonna flip the camera around and show you my mesa. Okay. All right. So here we are at my mesa. This is where I do most of my workings for you guys. So this is part of my the Peruvian shamanic tradition that I am initiated in. We have a sacred textile called a manta. Underneath the manta is a special consecration for the ground below it, which consists of a circle of cornmeal, a cross of tobacco, and a quintu of, traditionally it would be coca leaves in the US, though that's illegal, so we have to use bay leaves here. And then a drop of agua de Florida goes on it to feed Pachamama. Pachamama is Mother Earth. This represents the underworld below the manta, the cloth itself. So on top of the manta are all of my artes. My artes are used in ritual. They all have a symbolic meaning, and they all carry their own medicine. And they are all activated when the mesa is opened. The mesa is not open right now because it's, to me, a little disrespectful to call in the spirits while I'm showing things off. So I'm not going to do that. But when it would be opened, they all become active. It activates everything on the mesa. The mesa kind of comes to life. We view things very much in an animistic way. So there's these are all sentient beings on our mesas, okay? So here we have on top of the manta, this represents our world, the world that we live in. And we have Pachamama, Mother Earth, and the element of earth. Mama Kia, the ocean, element of water. In the north, we have Wiracocha. Wiracocha is creator, the divine being, goddess, god, however you want to, whatever name you would like to give it, represented by the feathers and the element of air. In the east, we have the candle, and if the mesa was open, it would be lit. And it is for Inti, who is the sun, and the element of fire. In the center, we have is Quichi, which is the sacred rainbow. It's transformation. It's where everything comes together. This comes together in a sacred spiral. So from here to here, all the way to the north, to the east, and then back to Quichi. So it's transformation. It's a sacred spiral. The whole mesa is a large mandala of all these sacred things that each practitioner's mesa is different and unique, with the exception of the four directions being represented by a stone for Pachamama, a shell for Mama Kia, a feather for Wiracocha, a white candle for Inti, and your most sacred object in the center for your Misaruni to represent Quichi. So, and then above it, the space above this, where you can kind of like above the outer face, represents the upper world, where the celestial world, where all the divine beings are. So we use the mesa to journey, to go between the worlds. This is a facilitator. This is our axis mundi. This is the center where we are able to go through the worlds and travel to the underworld, our plane of existence, and the upper worlds to gather information and to obtain messages and bring them back to people, among many, many other things. So that's just a brief overview of the Mesa. There's so much more to it. And the one thing I will point out, though, about the Mesa is in Western occultism and Western mystery schools, you'll usually see the directions as in north is going to be the element of earth, east is element of air, south is element of fire, and west is element of water. In Peruvian shamanism, this is not the case. We have in the south is earth, west is water, north is air, and east is fire. So that's one difference you'll see. So like I said, around it I have special rocks and crystals. I have my rattles here in this elephant. I have my own little special cauldron and special tray that I use for some rituals. And I have my one of my crystal balls here, and my owl, and the lamp I leave on for the spirit world. And all of these artes, these objects, are items I found or were given to me. They all are special. They all mean something very, very deep to the core of who I am, and to the people who have taught me, and to the lessons I have learned. The Mesa is just a representation of myself and the people who have been so important in my life, the wonderful teachers I've had, the wonderful experiences, the journeys I've been on, the spiritual practices, my magic, everything about me as an individual is here on my Mesa in a representation. Okay, so above it, I also incorporate Nichiren Buddhism into my practice. So twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening, we recite 2 chapters of the Lotus Sutra and chant Namu Myoho Renge Kyo, or some of you might know it as Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. So here's my Butsudan when it's open. The scroll in the center, you usually are not supposed to film it, but I am going to anyway because I feel like Nichiren Buddhism is so closed off to people that you can never really get a good grasp of it. So I'm going to show you anyway. So this is a Gohonzon, okay? That's our object of devotion. We don't pray to it. It is just a sacred object. The mandala inside of the Gohonzon is made up of different characters. The main central column is Namu Myoho Renge Kyo, and around the sides are characters that represent the deities that watch over us and protect us, the different life states that we live in. That's a whole video in and of itself, but I have a statue of the Buddha inside of it. I have a vessel for offering water, obviously candles to offer light, a bell to ring as an offering and to designate different parts of the actual ritual itself. I have an incense burner behind it so I can offer incense. Over here, I have an apophyllite crystal. This is just my favorite. I love apophyllite. And I have a list over here of all the names of the people who have signed up for me to pray for them. All of you guys who are on my prayer list, you better believe you're actually on it. So this is my other part of my spiritual practice that I work through every day. And so that's a little miniature tour of my sacred space. I hope you guys find that helpful and interesting and maybe inspiring in some way, shape, or form. All right.